mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad.
Well, welcome home, family. It's your mom and dad. And family, we listen and we don't judge. Your mom over here had a few too many drinks last night. Your mom over here, not realizing the age of it all.
Yes.
Don't go out super often. Don't have too many drinks super often. Well, did it last night.
And she's paying the price.
I am paying the price.
How does it feel?
Well, the lights are hurting my eyes.
Yes.
Hence the shades.
Hence the rock star.
Thank you very much. And my brain is not functioning properly.
Yes.
I feel like at some point during this episode, I may need to run out due to the nausea.
Okay.
The
nausea. The nausea.
I'm also a little concerned because typically when I'm sick or when I'm hungover and I podcast, I've podcasted hungover like a handful of times over the past 6-7 years. And always during those podcasts, I expose more than I would like to.
Right, because you're kind of in that don't care.
I don't care. And so there's kind of this same thing when I'm sick too. Like if I have a cold and we're recording, I just kind of say stuff.
Whatever,
and then
dude.
afterward, I'm like, why did I say that? And the fact that today of all days, we're deciding to do we listen and we don't judge, and we're going to reveal certain secrets, certain confessions. I fear I may reveal things that I'll regret.
Well, this is perfect.
So there's that.
I couldn't think of a more perfect attitude and vibe to have.
Yes. To
spill your guts here on the pod. I feel like when I'm in the same boat and I'm feeling hung, there is, I kind of like it. Does that make sense?
No.
Like there's kind of this this level of don't care would be nice to have without the nausea.
Yeah,
you know what
suppose.
I mean? Like this, you're kind of floating. You're kind of like, there's no repercussions. You don't really think about, I kind of just feel like, whatever, man, like life's short. I start to get like philosophical and kind of get like, what are we doing this all for anyways?
Yeah. So you don't have anxiety. You have like hangover.
Well, I feel like people
philosophy.
People get anxiety, I think, because they think about what they did the night before. And they're like, that interaction, was that weird? Did I say something awkward? Did that person actually mean it? When they start like overthinking the night.
Yeah.
But I got to know, like, do you have anxiety in the way that like just generalized anxiety? Like I'm afraid about, am I doing well at work? You know what I mean? Or is it usually just about the night before?
I'm not sure, because typically if I have anxiety, it's because I say, oh no. And it's typically an oh no because I don't feel like I ever do anything out of control.
That is
when I'm
weird.
drinking.
I've never once, we've been together for 664 years. And I've never heard you once like talk about that you kind of felt maybe that what you did last night was weird. Why is that? Are you just always in control, or that you always think you're charming all the time, even though you are? You know what I mean? Like I have moments all the time where I'm like, it's kind of weird. But it's like, you were always just like, yeah, I had a great night, no issue. And I'm going, how can you never feel like you said anything weird or you were awkward?
It's not true. It's not true. I don't feel like I typically regret any sort of decision, because I feel like I'm TBH.
Yes.
I will get hungover randomly.
Yeah.
I don't typically ever drink to the point where I'm like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like I don't drink like that.
Yeah, but
so I'll be feeling it, and I don't really do anything wild. What I do feel anxiety about though sometimes is conversationally, where I realize that I cornered somebody who didn't want to be cornered and like talk their ear off about something they didn't care about for an hour and a half. That's when I wake up and I go, oh gosh, like the social interaction piece of it where I feel deep embarrassment and sometimes like have to, send out a text or a DM and be like, so sorry.
Do you ever do that?
I've done it before for sure. Not with like a true friend because then they know and I'm like, yeah, we're all having a good time. But with someone who like I don't know very well, I've sent a DM to being like a few times where I'm like, hey, so sorry if you felt like you couldn't escape my clutches last night.
I also can be a cornerer.
You are
okay. We don't need you to like agree. I am already confessing that
you have too much to drink.
But my question is this:
yeah,
do you corner someone because you need to get something out, or because you are connecting with someone? Like, are they just a victim
of me needing to like?
Yeah, are they just a body that seems to be taking in your info, or is it like, oh, I've found someone and I'm kind of getting a little carried away?
I'll say this: when I have had too much to drink, it's because I feel like I found a connection.
Yeah.
When I am sober, it's typically kind of a socially anxious thing. And so I'm getting out my social anxiety by just choosing someone to go off on. How about you?
Yeah, for me, it has a lot to do with the fact that like getting stuck in conversations in a conversation I hate is so terrifying to me. That like if I find someone that we seem to be vibing, I'm like, if I stay here, I'll have a good time.
Yeah. You're very sweet because you love human connection when you find someone that you like really vibe with. And so if we're out and you meet a new person and you're connecting with them, you'll go full on balls to the wall, talk to them
3
all
hours
night and never let them leave.
Yeah. Like I don't have this feeling of I got to talk to a bunch of different people.
No, you got one person in the party.
They call me the worst networker of all time. Because some people can just network.
I know.
And I'm like, dude, what are you talking to them about? Like, it's brutality, some of these people to talk to. And I'm not saying I'm the best to talk to. I'm more just saying, like, things in common. People finding things in common. But some people are incredible. The worst feeling in the world, though, the worst feeling on this earth is when you've been going back and forth and you feel like it's really nailing it. And then they give you the look behind you thing for a second when they're kind of just like, I wonder what's going on over there.
Oh, it's true devastation.
And then you're like, everything I thought I knew about my life is gone. I thought we were best friends. And then you kind of
were trying to get out of the conversation.
And they went totally.
Oh no.
And they look behind you like, oh, is that Jeff? I wonder what they're doing. It looks probably more fun than what I'm in. And then you realize you thought you were killing it. You thought that's when I have the anxiety.
Yeah, for sure.
Is when I'm like, is that person now going to avoid me?
I know.
Was it weird?
You're very sweet though when you're drinking. You're very sweet.
Yeah, I don't understand, people who get like frustrated and angry. I'm the opposite.
You are very jolly.
I told my therapist before, I said, if I could live 2 drinks in, that is literally my dream place.
Family, please don't listen to this podcast anymore. This is terrible advice.
No, I'm saying for my brain. I'm not saying drunk. I don't like being drunk. I'm saying that the 2 drinks.
I'm just saying it still is just not
is incredible.
This is bad. It's bad. I'm coming in, be like, hey, final episode before the holidays. I'm super hungover. Let's get into this. And you're giving out terrible advice. But you are very, very sweet. Also, speaking of sweet, I walked into the studio, family. If you're watching on YouTube, I walked into the studio. And Evan was bundled in this blanket because he said he was so chilly. So that was very sweet. I came in, you're cold. Fully bundled. You said your bones are cold. It's that time of year. I'm never cold because I take 15 baths a day when my bones are cold. Yeah. Also, when Chad and Lizzie were over for the Dungeons and Dragons episode the other day, when I was chatting with Chad was like, I've already taken 4 baths today. And I was like, this is why I see you in such a special way because we were like talking
you guys are psycho.
I was like on bath 5 of the day and he was on bath 4. But it keeps our
bath is so much work.
But it keeps our bones warm. And here you are, you got to be bundled up in this blanket and it doesn't really warm your bones. So you're just sitting here looking very cute and cozy.
Also,
but
this
it's
is
not
kind
really
of a
saving your
blanket.
bones.
I'm kind of smelling it now. I'm kind of going, oh, this
I was going to
kind
say
of like,
that's kind of like the
I
blanket.
grabbed it and I realized the dogs are always in this.
in.
It's kind of torn up. There's like fuzz coming out of the back of it. I'm like, oh, great. So now I'm going to be covered in dog. But whatever.
Anywho, family. So we're here today to discuss
Yes.
our confessions, our secrets, and numerous of you sent in some confessions and secrets to listen and not judge. So we're going to be playing those, talking about ours, and then playing yours, and just have this family communal safe space before we all dive into the holidays.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Before you reach the judgment of the holidays with your other potential family.
Yes.
We're here to be your non-judgmental family and to
We are your
confess our truths to
ceremonial
you.
family to get it all out.
Absolutely. So we should get into that.
Yes, please.
But first, we do have to take a quick pause. Family, can you believe that it's almost 2025?
Oh my God.
I can't believe it. And we all know that New Year's resolutions are a thing, but I'll say the start of a new year is the perfect time to get organized, set goals, and prioritize. For me, a top priority is my financial wellness, which in these times feel more important than ever. You know what I mean? And you know who's here to save me, and that is Rocket Money. Thanks to Rocket Money, my goals actually feel achievable. They show me all of my subscriptions right in one place and help me easily cancel ones that I forgot I've even been paying for. Rocket Money also pulls together all of my spending across all my different accounts so I can clearly track my spending habits and see where I can cut back. It's truly amazing. Rocket Money is just one of those things. I don't know at this point what I would do without. It just is. It has to be part of my life.
Yes, we are a Rocket Money family, and they've saved us a lot over the years. Like Jess said, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps lowers your bills so you can grow your savings. The amount of times I've purchased a subscription, like one of the many hockey apps I've downloaded, which I feel are very important in the time, and then I forget about and inevitably end up paying month in and out for, not needing it. But that doesn't happen anymore with Rocket Money because they show me all my subscriptions and cancel them for me so I don't have to deal with that pain.
Yes, Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. Yes, they are truly that amazing. They automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save. Then you can ask them to negotiate for you. Okay, they deal with the customer service, so you don't even have to do that. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features, and they have sure saved us a lot over the years. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/momdad today. That's rocketmoney.com/momdad. rocketmoney.com/momdad. Okay, fam. You know, I'm going to take off the shit.
You're going to take off the...
It's blinding.
Blinding. What is it? What do they call them? The hater blockers?
What is that line that Bane says?
I was bored in the dark. And it's like by the time
I
saw it, it was blinding.
The light was blinding.
Great quote.
Oh, wow. These lights.
Scary. Why don't you keep them on?
Because I just feel disconnected when I have sunglasses on.
No, you should keep them on.
Trying to talk to the family. I just feel disconnected. And this Santa hat is our daughter's, and it is snug on my head. And it looks a little snug, and the circulation is it's probably not helping.
Swollen to my head size?
Probably. Okay, so family, before we get into these confessions, these secrets of everything, just want to remind you all, this is our last episode ever. No, it's just a holiday.
That was so scary.
It's just a holiday prank.
That's like a holiday scary little prank, you guys.
This is our last episode before we take a 2-week holiday break. We hope that you all have a lovely holiday yourself and a happy new year. And we're going to then start off again first week in January, probably January 2nd or 3rd. We'll be posting on our Instagram letting you know. But a couple days after the new year officially starts, we will release an episode. And we're going to be getting into traders. We're going to be which I'm so excited about. I, in fact, forgot, and I don't even know how I forgot, that Bob the Drag Queen is on this season of Traders. And if you are my friend, you know
Huge
that
fan
my
over
obsession with Bob the Drag Queen is it has no limits.
Yes.
Okay. It's massive. And so Bob the drag queen on Traitors, if Bob gets eliminated right out the gate, I'm going to lose my mind. I am cheering for Bob, but cannot wait to cover Traitors. And then of course we have the Bachelor.
Yes.
And I actually last night was chatting with a producer on Grant's season, and they were saying that he is fantastic and that they think the season's going to be very, very, very entertaining, and that he's just a really great guy and he was like great to work with. So anyway, we're going to be diving into that when we hit January. So we're going to be popping out some, I think, good content.
Oh yeah, it's going to be popping.
But anywho,
let's get into it.
Let's talk about it. So, we're asking you all to talk about your secrets and confessions. So we definitely should, in turn, give some of our own secrets and confessions.
That's true.
So
I hate this.
I feel very vulnerable, but I'll start.
Okay.
We listen and we don't judge. I used to, when we were in early dating days, log into your Facebook and look at all your messages.
Oh my God. How did you do that?
Family.
How did you do that?
It's bad. It's bad. Do not do what I do.
Was my computer left logged in or something, and then you
No, I just knew your password because you always had the same password for everything.
Oh my God. So you would just go through them all.
It's so bad. It's bad. Don't do what I did, okay?
No wonder why you kind of always knew, you always could kind of just know what was going on all the time. It's because you actually did know.
We'd be like, you'd be like, I knew that you would be not being honest about something or whatever, even just something basic.
Right,
It'd be like, interesting. I have this intuition that you're not being honest, and it's because I saw it. I'm plagged by it. Okay, I think about it often. I feel really bad.
Yeah.
And now I never look at any for the past, maybe 8 years.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at anything.
Well, a lot less action going on around here too, folks. You know what I mean? It's like, what you been up to? It's like us at the house again with Ember. And then to work and then back again. Any craziness to report? It's like, no, old guy vibes.
I'll blame it on my family's history where my trust is thin, and I had to really work through that. And I would like to formally apologize for that break of trust between you. That was very wrong, and I'm really sorry. But we listen and we don't judge.
I actually remember a time when you were doing this. I saw you doing it.
Wait, what?
It was, I had left my phone in the house when I left your house.
Uh-huh.
And I remember walking back up to the house to get
phone.
it. And I look through the window and all I see is your face lit up by my phone. And you're just like this. And I remember knocking on the window.
Did I throw the phone?
And it was literally, you jumped up and ran away like I didn't see, because you didn't know I saw you. And then you came to the door from like a different angle, acting like, what's up? Oh, did you forget something? Oh, let me find it. And then you went back to get it. And I was like, I know you were on it.
I regret sharing this.
Epic. We were young though.
I was a teenager. Forgive me, family.
Okay. Is it my turn?
You can, or I can keep going if you'd prefer.
No, I got one.
Okay.
Oh, this was bad. One time I was working with a client.
Okay.
Who was like super high maintenance.
Okay.
And a nightmare. And just kind of acting like just a lot. And just the demands were insane. And just the fits were going off the chain. And I texted accidentally the artist instead of like another colleague of mine, like, kill me or something like that. I literally said something like, when does this day ever end, to the artist.
Oh no. What happened?
And I had to create this like massive like story about how my friend was having a bad day and I was trying to like console them.
Did it work?
It worked. And I've never imagine, I'm sure people have done this where you're texting about someone while you're with them and then they, people have done the thing where they text the wrong person.
Of course.
But like the fear, like we're in rehearsal, and I
Well,
know
this
that
is like-
I know their
this is
phone,
work.
I know their phone is like over there, and I'm thinking to myself, like, can I get to the phone? You know what I mean? Like, is there a way for me to log in
like a
and
sitcom episode, you're, like,
delete
scrambling.
the message? Because I was just like, and I remember like blacking out, thinking, like, all I got to do is figure out how to get out of this. I can't believe it worked out, but it was the most terrifying. You lesson learned.
That's truly terrifying.
Lesson learned.
Well, I'm glad you were able to concoct something.
Oh my gosh, it was
so that
horrific.
our mouths are still being fed.
It was horrific.
The bread is still on the table.
Oh my gosh. So
okay. We listen and we don't judge.
we listen and we don't judge.
Here's a fun random one. When I'm in the bathroom and there's no toilet paper, I use a towel.
What? Like a bath towel? Number 1 or 2?
Not number 2. I've never done it. Number 2.
It's like shit towels all over our house. So pee.
So pee. If there's no toilet paper, instead of being like, "Hey Evan, can you get me toilet paper?" or me trying to like, manage something and like wander out and get some toilet paper, I just use a towel. Now I go and I throw it in the wash right away, so I don't leave pee towels around for you and Ember.
My thing, to be honest with you,
I feel like people will find that to be pretty gross.
It's pretty gross, but to be honest with
but
you,
I'm like, it's another form of toilet paper. You're not throwing it away. You're not wasting it.
I don't. To be honest with you, the least offensive thing to me or bizarre thing to me is not that you use a towel, because I can understand that. It's like, oh shit, I'm out. I don't have anything. I'll use this real quick. And you just pee. It's who in their right mind sits down to go to the restroom not checking if there's toilet paper.
Have you ever met me?
Like, that's who sits down and just goes through the whole process and then goes, I should start looking around for toilet paper, and then finds there's no toilet paper. I guess for me, it's like, I'll go into the bathroom. Before I even sit down, I'm like, is there toilet paper? Because I don't want to be caught with that situation. But just to be like blindly going into the bathroom, because we also have one of the world's most famous toilet paper thieves, who is our daughter.
Oh, yes. A toilet paper thief.
She just goes into our bathroom, steals the toilet paper off our rack instead of getting ones from like the pile of replenishments, and then never replenish it. So then you sit down. My toilet paper is missing every day. I don't even understand how it's possible, but it's every day my toilet paper's gone.
Ember always steals them.
So I understand that like there's theft, but like to walk in and just be like, well, hope this works out.
Well, you clearly don't know me after 20 years because, Evan, we all know that I'm spacey. I wander around our house, and I have a weird way that I'm organized, but I also mostly wander around the house, and in my brain, I'm like, that was crazy. That Beauty and the Beast retelling in the adult version, that was very cool. I wonder if they would have a movie, and if they had the Beast be that, would they have him be CGI the entire time? And that's how my brain is all day. So no, I don't notice if there's toilet paper when I go. And that is actually very problematic in public restrooms often, because I always go without checking first.
That's psycho.
So then
I understand like at home, because you're like, there's backup, but to go into a public and not check?
Yeah.
Wow, babe. Okay, I have one.
Okay, please.
This is kind of bad. So,
oh no.
Well, I mean, you're going to be not offended, but like, be like, damn. I take credit sometimes for things you do for Ember and blame you for things I mess up sometimes.
So like, please give me an example.
Let's say you'll get her something to eat, kind of get it ready for her like theater class in between, whatever. And she'll be like, oh, this is
theater.
And she'll be like, this is great. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Oh, so you take credit from her. You're not like telling people. You're like, you're taking credit from actual.
No, it's to Ember.
Oh, brutal.
So like, she'll be like, oh, wow, thanks, Dad, for getting me this. And I'm like, no problem. And then sometimes it'll be like, wait, Mom forgot. Or no, not Mom forgot. Like, you guys forgot my theater shoes? And I'm like, I told Mom.
Oh my God. Dude, no wonder. Sometimes she'll come home from like practice or school, and she'll be like, Mom, I cannot believe you forgot.
Like,
and I was like, that what? I'm like, I thought Dad was covering that. That's so rude.
Listen, I'm trying to look good in her eyes. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll kind of, not big ones, but just little ones, like a little extra thing. I'll be like, why are we splitting hairs?
It's good to,
you know what I
it's
mean?
good
Like,
to know.
let's just have it be what it is.
It's good to know. Okay, I got one.
Okay.
First, here's one to our parents, both sets of parents. We listen and we don't judge. Sorry, guys, we had sex before we got married and lied to you the entire time about it. There's an obvious one.
The big confession.
You all thought
And it
that
worked out.
And crazy.
And we're not worshiping Satan with an altar to Beelzebub in our house right now. And we're happily married.
But yeah, fun
Which is
fact.
more than I can say for all your friends
Oh my God, Evan.
who are all divorced now. Interesting. Everyone we know we grew up with is divorced. And we're still together. I guess Satan really does win. Satan. Join Satan today.
Stop.
That's very funny. Okay, I have one.
But that is fun fact, family.
Yeah.
All of our parents, this probably would be news to them, thought that we had.
Do you really think it's news to them?
Yeah, because like the other day, my mom alluded to
So
being
just
like, well, you guys had
were very
never.
good.
And I was like, for sure.
That's crazy you still think that. That's like you guys are still
Surprise.
living in the bubble.
We had sex before we got married. Quite a bit. All right.
This one's like little but very embarrassing.
Okay.
And I feel like it's a big it would like if you saw it would give you a huge ick.
Okay.
And it's very embarrassing to me. When I do it, I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Okay.
Whenever I fly and I go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
I like kind of close my ears when I flush it because it's so loud. It kind of freaks me out when I flush because it's like, and it feels like it's sucking into like outside. So I kind of like just do like a little like,
You go.
no, I don't know. I mean, I'm maybe not quite like full, but like maybe I'll do one and kind of lean. But like in the moment, I ick myself out. Like I'm like, this is so embarrassing.
You know what though?
But it's so
loud.
It's so, but it's
And it's
more
so
than how loud
sucky.
it is. It's more like, is that right outside?
Yeah. The power of it is quite jarring.
Like I do have this feeling like I'm just gonna get sucked right through the toilet, and ever since I was a kid, it kind of locked in the fear.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of just you could picture me in the bathroom closing my ears. Like it's very embarrassing.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah. It's
Now when we
humiliating.
fly together, I'll give you a little wink every
I'd be
time.
like,
and
don't be scared. If you
you're
need
gonna be
someone,
okay,
call
babe.
me. Seriously.
I'll hold your hand in there with you. Okay. We listen and we don't judge. When I was younger, and in the early days of, speaking of being hungover, the early days of drinking, before I really knew my tolerance, the thing about me is, like I said, I don't typically ever get like wasted. It just really doesn't happen often. What happens always, and I didn't know this because it was the early days of me drinking, and I like didn't drink until I was 21, by the way. That's how much of a rule follower I
Yeah,
am.
big time. Big time.
So I'd be the DD. But so for me, what I ended up discovering is typically before I ever am wasted, I'm vomiting.
Right.
I get really, really sick if I have
Yes.
too much to drink. And I didn't know this about myself. So I was at a party my last year in college, and I had too much to drink. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling like, oh, I'm about to
gonna go.
puke. I look, all the bathrooms are taken. I'm like, I go outside. I don't want to puke in like the bushes or
Right.
something because it was one of the kids' houses. And I'm
Right.
like, what if somebody sees me as I'm puking or they see the puke after and it's a whole thing? So I took my wallet out, put it in my pocket, emptied my purse.
What?
I puked into my purse
Where? Again?
and I zipped it right up.
You throw it away?
I threw it away. I mean, I didn't keep it.
And you put it back on your shoulder?
Well, I walked around with it for a minute because I was trying to figure out what to do with it because I couldn't find the like big trash can on the side. Because I'm like, I'm not going to put my purse. I can't let someone see me putting my purse into a random trash can in the house. So I had to go
Yeah.
then look for the trash can on the side. So I did have the purse for a minute that was zipped full of my puke.
Oh.
And then all my makeup, everything that was in there just ruined.
That's
Disgusting.
very gross.
It's very
But
gross. but clean. It was concise.
Also, yeah, very thinking on your feet, to be like, I'm nauseous, spinning, feel horrible, and then to think, well, I have this little puke holder I could create.
Well, that was the thing.
Good.
Like I said, I wasn't like super intoxicated,
if anything, that's
because
just
I was
more
feeling
impressive
sick
than
first.
anything.
Really?
Yeah,
You find it to be impressive?
I would say
it's a little bit of a Mission Impossible puke
like, what
situation.
else are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like you're out of options.
I mean,
you
I guess,
created an option.
I guess take note, family. You know, when in doubt.
It's like a puke bag in a plane.
And, you know, thankfully it was it was an older and expensive purse that I had. So parting with it wasn't too upsetting. Now, if it would have been a nice purse and I would have had to keep it the whole night, we would have had a problem.
Got it.
Because then I'm like, I got to take it in the car back.
Yeah.
When the DD shows up, you know, it's like that would have been
right. Okay.
a bit of a drama.
No, I'm more impressed than anything, to be honest with you.
Thank you very much for that. Okay. I want to hear some more. I have a few more.
Okay.
Do you have any more?
I have like one or two more.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do those, but we got to take another quick pause. Family. So it's the holiday season. The time for gift giving, babes. Okay. And isn't it great when you get someone a gift that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves?
Yes.
That's a good feeling. Maybe get them something a little bit luxurious they wouldn't normally get for themselves. Well, for quality gifts at an affordable price, my go-to is Quince. And I will absolutely be gifting myself for this holiday season some Quince, because I am truly obsessed. Quince lets you treat your loved ones and yourself to everyday luxury at an affordable price. The clothes they have on this website will make you drool. Okay, they are truly chic, luxury wardrobe pieces, high quality, and again, there's the price. It's unbelievable. Whatever you're looking for, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Yes, you heard that correctly.
Yeah, and how do they do that? By partnering directly with top factories and cutting out the cost of the middleman, which passes the savings on to you. And Quince is on the nice list. They only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, and they use premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel in every piece.
I have gotten a lot of forever pieces from Quince, including their iconic Mongolian cashmere sweaters, which start at $50. I feel incredible wearing this cashmere sweater. It is so soft. It is so timeless. And I actually got one for my stepmom for Christmas this year, and she's going to be obsessed and absolutely adore me. And I'm very excited to give it to her. Some other great gift ideas on Quince. You have to check out their 14 karat gold jewelry. It's so good. Their Italian leather handbags and their European linen sheet sets. Yes, they have more than just luxury clothing items on their website. Like I said, you just got to go on the website and scroll, because they have, it's going to blow your mind how many good products that they have. Again, luxury, timeless, affordable, amazing. I'm doing a lot of my holiday shopping this year on Quince, let me tell you. So gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/momdad for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/momdad to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/momdad. Okay, back to confessions. Would you like to go, Evan?
Yes. I'm sorry for this.
What?
I brought up the room in therapy. It wasn't a big deal.
Betrayal.
It wasn't a big deal. I just was kind of like, should I be concerned? You know what I mean? Like, just checking up. You know what I mean? Like, is this something I should guide her through? Is this... you know, like, is this okay? Is this, you know what I mean? I just want to double check that, like, we're good thoughts. Okay, we move on. That's all, you know what I mean? So just being honest. We listen and we don't judge.
Well, considering back in the day, I used to look through your personal Facebook messages. I think you can bring up the room in therapy. Okay. Over back to me, I suppose. We listen and we don't judge. Do you have any more, or should I just fire off?
I say fire them off.
Okay.
I don't have any, like, I mean, I have maybe some more random ones, but nothing.
All right. I'll fire off a couple. Here's a mellow one, family. I never wear underwear. I never wear underwear ever. Like right now, not wearing underwear. I don't like the way that underwear feel. I don't wear them with anything ever. And I've been this way for at least 15 years.
That is
I
interesting.
don't wear
Yeah.
underwear. And when I do have to wear underwear with like a skirt situation, I only ever steal Evan's boxers. So I steal your underwear, which is why it
not
goes
like the 90s style boxers, like the tight ones.
you know, the boxer briefs.
Yes. Just you walking out with like plaid Christmas boxers that are just down to your
Past my skirt.
It's just like, is that a slip?
But when often you find your underwear going missing, it's because I'm in a skirt season, and
Yeah.
so I don't buy
that's
myself
funny you say that,
underwear.
'cause
I just take Evan's boxers.
I literally would kind of just be like, man, my socks and
I also use
my
those socks.
my underwear are just, I can never find them. And it's like, because they're in the room.
Because I harvest them and I wear them and then I put them in the room
And they're never to be found again.
ever again. Okay, we listen and we don't judge. There was a time, it was during our breakup in those like that year and a half where I was single, ready to mingle, where over the summer, a lovely couple from church asked me to house sit their beautiful home. Okay. This place was bougie, a lovely couple. And I ended up making that home the place for my like current 10 boyfriends to come to every night. So I stayed at the house for like 12, 13 days. And every night I just had a new guy that I was seeing just come over. And it was like, this is my space. What can I say?
Love this confession. This is one of my favorite ones.
But
I banged a bunch of guys in a mansion. Is that what we're saying here?
no, I wasn't like at the time. I
I'm
wasn't
kidding.
hooking up with people, even though if I was, it would have been like what a perfect place
Listen,
to do this.
Trying
But
to maximize that year and a half off in our
but
relationship.
it ended up being very stressful because I was then juggling these like numerous people I was seeing, and it was like, oh, one would come over one night and then the other one would come over the next night, and I was like, oh shit, this person was actually I was gonna have them come over Thursday, but then the
issues.
scheduling
I feel
was
so bad for you.
Yeah,
You guys send in
so
cards.
this sweet couple didn't know that I was, I was going
Right.
through and just having a different guy. And then to add insult to injury, one night I had a guy come over who was actually just like one of our dear friends, and we were not, it wasn't like that at all. It was just a good friend of mine. And without me knowing, he went into their expensive wine cabinet cellar area, took out a bottle, dropped it on the floor, red wine everywhere. I lost my mind.
Also, he had probably no idea how nice of that. Like, it was a super expensive one.
It was. I was so upset, freaking out, panic.
Trying to find a way to buy it.
Searching, and I did end up finding it. It was an expensive bottle of wine, and I replaced it immediately.
Like, you
I was
spent all the money you're making on house sitting to replace that bottle of wine.
Completely.
Yeah.
Okay. Luckily, because they had cash, it wasn't one that was like, I was nervous it was going to be a bottle of wine that was like crazy rare that I couldn't find. Thankfully, it was, it was maybe like a $60, $70 bottle of wine, which especially, 15 years ago, that was, it was a lot of money. And so I ended up using that money and replacing that. And I was so mad at our friend. Oh,
so shout out to those rich people.
He got an earful from me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Also, these next two, I will say them quite quickly before we move on. Please, Mom, turn this off if you are currently listening, and family, this is not safe for work or if you have small ears around. First and foremost, back in the day, I gave Evan a hand job in a jacuzzi with all of our friends in the jacuzzi, and they had no idea what was happening beneath the waters.
Yes.
So
Young love. You know what I mean, guys? This wasn't like last year. So if you were in a jacuzzi with us, it was not that time.
So sorry about that to all of our friends, because there were like 12 friends in this jacuzzi and no one knew what was happening beneath the waters, and I gave you a hand job.
Yes. Apologies to everyone out there. But young love, you're so horned up that you're blinded. You're blinded by it.
Yeah, there's that.
I forgive you, babe.
And then the second one is that, sorry, family, this is so TMI. I'm only saying this because I'm hungover. The second one is that one time when you and I were about to have sex, it was a very like in the moment, we started making out. It was passionate, but I had to pee so badly. Like I could not hold it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was so caught up in the moment. I'm
Yeah.
like, I couldn't bear to rip myself away from it. And so then we started to have sex. And towards the very end, I definitely peed a little bit. And then I told you at the end when it was wet that it was something else.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was so embarrassed.
And I was like, man, I'm amazing. I made her piss herself. I'm just like, I did it again. Little did I know every time it's just peeing. That you just can't hold it.
But I was too embarrassed
Listen,
to say
guys,
anything.
they talk all the time about fake orgasms. Little do you know there's other fake stuff. You know what I mean? Just be aware.
I was too embarrassed at the time to say it to you. And but next time if that happens, I'll be honest with you and I'll let you know.
What? No, let me live in my false reality. You know what I mean? Ignorance is bliss. In my mind, I'm incredible. You know what I mean?
So there you go, family.
Wow. Well, you know,
got some of that off our chest.
we led by example.
We led by example. So I say we dive into some of your family, your confessions.
Can we do this thing?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Number one.
Hi, Mom and Dad. This is something that I have never, ever, ever confessed to anybody. So you're the first ones. I was 21 and I thought it was really cool because I was dating a 29-year-old.
Whoa.
Not a good relationship, but that's a story for another day. However, one day I was having really, really, really bad tummy issues and I was really embarrassed about like going to the bathroom at the time. So I used that I needed to take a shower as an excuse to go to the bathroom without, the noise of it. But I didn't want him to hear the sound of the toilet flushing. So I was like, all right, I'll just like hop in the shower for a minute.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Needless to say, I had explosive diarrhea all in the shower to the point it was on the wall, the ceiling, obviously the floor.
Ceiling?
So I took a 30-minute shower and basically the whole time
He's cleaning.
was cleaning up after I basically put myself in it. Thank you for this. I have been holding that in for the past 10 years.
Get it off your chest.
Yeah, enjoy. Thank you.
Did I miss something?
Shit towels. You could have done a shit towel instead of a pee towel. You could have done a shit
Did
towel.
I miss something?
What do you mean?
Why? So, wait, I'm confused. Did she say there was no toilet paper?
No, she said that because she wanted him to think that it was the shower, she wanted him to hear the flush, so she just hopped in the shower quick to like take a quick shower.
But then
something.
was going to have to go to the bathroom after.
Yes.
So, was the whole plan to shit in the shower?
No, I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's going, I had to shit. So I created the shower as a diversion, right? So you turn the shower on to like make it, I'm going to do something else.
Right.
But you're going to have to shit either way. So whether you flush before or after. So was she alluding to the fact that like
No, she was
going to
not
shit in the shower the
alluding.
whole time and it was just far more devastating than she anticipated?
I don't think so. I think it was like, hey, I'm going to hop in the shower here quick, do a little shower, and then use the bathroom so that he doesn't hear it flushing because he just hears the shower going.
But you could turn the shower on first, let it go, and then use the bathroom.
Probably would have been, dear listener, a
Dear
better
listener,
call.
I think
but-
you were going to shit in the shower the whole time and you didn't realize how devastating it was going to be. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
I just the
logic is not logicking.
The it being on the ceiling is everything to me.
Ceiling is diabolical. I mean, you had like a CO2 canister that you swallowed.
We listen and we don't judge.
That's true. We listen and we don't judge. I judged you. I'm sorry.
That was I mean, that is absolutely fantastic, but I'm glad that you were able to get that off of your chest.
Wow. Incredible.
That's incredible.
I mean, imagine being him and just kind of going into the bathroom the next day, like taking a shower and be like, what's that on the wall? Like she missed a spot on the ceiling. And he's like, what is that? Didn't realize it was the girl that he was hanging out with. Diarrhea. Listen, we don't judge. And, we all have that sometimes.
This is
a little bit of
so
pain.
true.
All right, ready?
All right, next.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hello.
This is your daughter, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
I have a little confession. It's nothing crazy, but I think it's kind of hysterical. So I'll get right to it. So I had this weird obsession when I was like 12 years old of really wanting braces and also glasses, especially glasses. I thought they were the coolest thing. I really wanted them. A lot of my friends had them, and I felt super left out. And so I lied and told my mom that I can't see when I could see like literally 20/20 perfectly. And so she took me to the eye doctor.
That's great.
Literally, I lied about, to the eye doctor, lied about what I could and couldn't see.
That's really funny.
And he was so confused because the last, I guess, checkup I had, I was 20/20, like perfect vision. And then all of a sudden, it just like declined rapidly.
No.
And so I lied my way through this appointment, and they prescribed me for, I don't even know what the prescription was, but I got my glasses. I picked them out. My mom spent like, I want to say almost $200.
Yeah, they're so
for
expensive.
fake, not real glasses, or real glasses, but not a real truth. But yeah, she still doesn't know, and I don't think I have the heart to tell her. But that's my little confession.
Wait, the fact that her mom still doesn't know, and it's just like, were your eyes miraculously healed? They
just had a dip for 2 months.
They went back.
Well, you can't wear the glasses too. Let's be honest. You probably barely wore them because it would hurt your brain and it would just be
I was
way
about to
too
say,
crazy.
so I wear contact
Right.
lenses, and I don't know if the family knows, my vision is like, it's like negative almost 8. Like
Your Jess has horrific
I can't
vision.
see past maybe like everything, maybe 5 inches from my face
Yeah.
is completely blurry. And my most favorite thing is making Evan put on my glasses, which my glasses are, there's a reason I wear contacts, because my glasses, they are pretty wild.
They're Coke bottle, guys.
Yeah, they're full Coke
They're
bottle because of my
full-blown
vision.
1980s.
And
like,
when Evan puts them on, you're
underwater.
You're on the verge of throwing up because it's so wild.
it's like looking through a water bottle.
Yeah. So you're like, you put them on and you're like spinning immediately. So the fact that our dear listener here lied and then ended up like sweet thing had to probably wear the glasses, and it's just like you're absolutely
Also, you're a kid too, so
spinning.
you're not even good at like lying. You know what I mean? So you're probably just overdoing it too. You're like, I can't even see the board. They're like, what's the first letter? You're like, nothing. It's dark. And they're like, damn, okay. So, you know what I mean? You're not like subtle. You're not like, I don't know, the right side kind of is bad. You're just like, I don't know.
Like she was saying, the eye doctor was so confused because like, how did it rapidly decline so much?
Did you get, like ink in your eyes?
He had to be concerned.
Yes.
It was like, what's going on?
100%.
Like, what's the rapid?
That's very funny.
That is one of the funnier things I've ever heard.
That's how Ember is with like braces right now. She really wants braces. Unfortunately, you can't lie about your teeth, but like she really wants braces.
She wants braces so badly.
And I'm like, let me tell you, it's horrific. Don't do it. But when you're a kid, isn't that funny? It's like, but then in like 3 years, she'll be like, the worst thing you could ever have is braces.
Well, remember when you were a kid and I used to like take, before I ended up needing like jaw wideners and retainers and braces, I used to take a Starburst and flatten them on the roof of my mouth
To make it feel like
and I would wait,
like a retainer?
I'd keep it in for hours, so I sounded like I talked like I had one in because I thought it was so cool.
That's so interesting. I don't remember ever feeling like it was cool to have braces, but I'm sure I did.
My babysitter had a retainer and a jaw widener, and so like
she's
she kind of
older and
had that
cooler,
sound when she would talk, and so I wanted to have that.
You wanted to have the sound.
Yeah, so you could like hear it.
That's very cute.
And then I would just role play it.
Yeah,
and act like my parents didn't know that it was.
You're crazy.
I would role play it and act like my parents didn't know.
Yeah, you just got a retainer like on the low,
and they're like, Jess,
you're like, I went to the orthodontist.
They're like, you've got red Starburst coming up onto your teeth.
Hey, your tongue is red.
I'm like, I got it at school. I got a jaw widener at school.
What time's dinner?
That's very funny.
That's funny.
Very, very funny. Okay, let's keep diving into some of these, but we got to take another quick pause. I'm never going to get over that one. I'm sorry. The glasses.
The glasses. Just you want that. It makes you feel old, you know?
It's just so sweet to be like, I'm going to fully lie about it. Okay. Anyway, family, this holiday season, what I am grateful for, I am grateful for the gift of my hair growing and being healthy. Most of you all know the hair journey I've gone on over the years. And right now, my hair is the best and healthiest it has ever been, and I have Nutrafol to thank for that. Over the years, I've had trusted friends and family rave about the results that they've gotten using Nutrafol, but I had to obviously try it myself, and I guess it's been almost a year of me personally using Nutrafol now, and I could not be happier. My hair has grown so much this year. It's gotten thicker, it's silkier, it's healthier, and I'm telling you, I am so grateful for it. Okay. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol.
Nutrafol is physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients, and it supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting key root causes of thinning like stress, hormones, aging, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism through whole body health. And here's the thing, thinning hair is different for everyone, so a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas for men and women that are tailored to different life stages and lifestyle factors, so you can get just what you need.
And with Nutrafol, building a hair growth routine is simple. You can purchase online, no prescription required, automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, with a Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20% and you'll have access to free naturopathic doctor consults, and a Headspace meditation membership is included. How amazing is that? Whether you're gifting to yourself or a loved one, give the gift of great hair growth this holiday season. Right now, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off any order. Enjoy free shipping when you subscribe. Go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code MOMDADGIFT. That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code MOMDADGIFT. Again, that's Nutrafol.com, promo code MOMDADGIFT. All right, let's get back to the family's confessions.
Hey, Mom and Dad. My name is Cameron. I'm telling you this because I feel absolutely no shame about what I'm about to tell you, even though the people around me try to make fun of me for it. We listen and we don't judge.
Mm-hmm.
I sleep with a hairdryer in my bed with me at night. Like it's on, and I just get so cold.
Oh,
and
your
I've been
bones are
doing it
cold.
since I was a little kid, and I get so much shit for it from all my friends, and I just don't think it's that weird. I can't do a space heater. That doesn't cut it. I can't just turn the heat up in my house. I need to sleep with my hair dryer. And in case you have any follow-up questions, yes, I have burned myself a few times.
I was gonna ask that.
No, I don't sleep with a hair dryer if I'm having like a sleepover or if I'm sharing a bed with somebody else. But yeah, that's my contribution to this trend.
I feel like I can hear it in the back right now.
I love you guys.
I can hear Cameron,
I think you're currently using it.
I was
It's
just-
like in the
Cameron, I
back.
think you have the blow dryer going as we're speaking.
Okay, here's I have two big questions.
Yes.
Number one is, have you ever heard of a heated blanket?
A heated blanket might be nice, but
Or a heating pad?
like Cameron was saying, though,
No, she said
space
heater.
Yeah,
and space
yeah.
heater. That's room heat.
Yeah.
She needs direct. Well,
But there's something different about a heated blanket and hot air on you.
but so she has it blowing on her face? Like,
I don't know. I don't know what part of
where's the air going?
maybe on her toes to keep her feet.
Well, then
An overall body.
you need to stop this. This is a health hazard.
I was going to
This is,
say,
like,
I am
scary.
concerned for the danger of it. Like you said, you've burnt
That's
yourself.
like leaving your
And
stove on to heat the room.
I'm very worried about your safety. We listen, we don't judge. I'm not judging you because you know what? There's nothing better in the entire world than getting out of a shower or bath and blow drying your body. Like, oh God, it's like, it's so warm and cozy. So I resonate with this, Cameron, but I am concerned for your safety.
Like, are you laying next to it like a lover? Like, is it just staring you in the face and blowing you in your face? If it's blowing on your feet or something, that's even worse because that means it's under a blanket, which is basically like you're kindling. So stop this immediately. No judgment, but more for your own life. Send like a picture or something. How
I
are
thought at
you
first,
with this
I thought
thing?
at first that we were gonna, the blow dryer was gonna be like the safety blanket. You know, it's like I don't have,
That's what I thought
don't have
too.
a blankie or a stuffed animal, but I do sleep with my
Right.
comfort blow dryer.
But you're using it for
but I didn't know
warmth,
that
like,
it was
we have
on.
technology.
I didn't know that it was on.
There's like heating gloves. There's heating blankets. There's
The pads,
all
like you said.
pads. There's all
but there is a
sorts of
different
stuff.
feeling between a heating pad versus the hot air blowing
Also,
on you.
your electricity bill must be psychotic.
all night.
Your blow dryer's on all night. Also, that's like an engine. You need to like that thing's meant to be running for like an hour at a time, 30 minutes at a time. Actually, no, like 5 minutes at a time, not 8 hours. Stop this immediately. You need to stop.
But we listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we recommend your health. All right, next.
All right, family. We listen and we don't judge.
Mm-hmm.
So in my early 20s, my ex-boyfriend and his parents asked me if I would house sit for them while they went on vacation. And I was super stoked to say yes. They had a super nice house. It was right by the beach. Of course, I was going to be excited to do that. But the weird thing was the few weeks leading up to them going on vacation, my boyfriend at the time had just been acting very strangely.
Okay.
And just had kind of like his energy was off. And I tried to have conversations with him about it and asked him, you know, even point blank asked him like, hey, do you want to break up? Like, what's going on? And he said no, and that everything was fine. And, you know, he's just tired, whatever. So on one of the last days of their vacation before they're coming home, I'm like doing the laundry, the sheets, and the towels that I had made while I was staying there. And when I was making his bed, I found his journal underneath his mattress. And under
Journal under the
no
mattress.
other circumstances would I ever read someone's journal. I understand that it is a huge invasion of privacy, but this is why we're not judging.
We're Facebook people.
But I felt very strongly that I needed to read the last few entries in his journal. So I skipped to the end, read the last few entries of his journal, and found out that not only was he dating me, he was also dating 2 other women at the same time. And one of them was like, I don't want to call her my mortal enemy, but we were not
not the enemy.
friends, to say the least.
Oh.
And I had made my feelings about this girl known to my ex-boyfriend on multiple occasions, and he was always in agreement with me.
Scandal.
Anyway. So in the journal entries, he's like debating with himself who he should break up with and who he should continue dating. And I decided right then and there that I was going to make it extremely easy for him. And so they got home from their vacation. I acted completely normal, like didn't say anything weird, whatever. We hadn't really been that physically affectionate before he left anyway, because again, things were strange. And so I just was like, okay, I'm glad you're home, all this kind of stuff. Say goodbye. Blocked him on everything, literally never spoke to him ever again. And we didn't really have a lot of overlap between our social circles, so there was never really, a time that we would have seen each other outside of us dating. And we didn't live super close to each other either. And so, yep. That's my story. We listen and we don't judge.
Well, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. It's not really a confession for you. I guess you looked.
But the confession is looking in the journal. It's like me reading your Facebook messages. You know what I mean? Now, okay, there's a few things. Number one, I would like to say respect to you for, so maturely handling the situation where you saw what you saw. The betrayal of him. It's like your mortal enemy, and that he would literally to your face, besides the fact that he's dating other people secretly, but to say to your face, like, yeah, she does suck, right? While he's dating her, insane. But, congratulations to you for your maturity by being like, hey, I'm just blocking this guy. We're done. Because my petty ass,
of course,
I would have gone to the fresh new page in the journal, and I would have
written
in, and I would have made the decision for you. I would have been like, hey, decision made, I'm leaving. Or I would have written a pros and cons list about him in the next thing and be like, by the way, I'm out. Like I would have tapped into the journal, and that's what my petty ass would have done in that situation.
See, I felt like she was going to say, and then I started a group text with the other girls
that would have been,
let them know.
That would have been fire too.
That like he was dating all of us to like blow his world up.
She did the thing where she removed herself, she blocked, and it was like, I'm sure it brought you a lot more peace than what my petty ass would have done. But I'd also like to discuss this journal situation.
That's crazy town.
What?
Why do you need to write this
down?
Why
do people incriminate themselves in a journal? You know what I mean? Like, have your own, if you're going to be a cheater and be juggling 3 women, have your own internal battle about it. Why are you writing it down in a journal? It's like Nikki D in Love is Blind writing down that he's like, I'm going to go on Love is Blind to get famous.
It's like, why?
And then he's just leaving it around.
It's like, guys, journaling is not like a requirement. It's like something that people recommend for some helpful thoughts.
This is just a suggestion. If you're a bad guy who's cheating on multiple people, you do not required to have a journal to confess. Maybe you should go to therapy. You know what I mean?
And like a thief that takes pictures of all the things they steal and just puts it in their like, drawer. And you're like, thanks. The cops are like, thank you for our entire case.
I have never, ever understood people in their journal incriminating themselves. I'm like, with my journal, I'll write down,
thoughts for the day.
Process, but I still am very aware that like someone could read it. So there's still a level of like privacy in it where I'm not even like naming specific names if I'm processing something.
Gosh, people are wild. To sit there and like write it out and then just put it away. Hopefully no one finds this.
Also writing out who he should break up with is insane.
Can't you just think about it?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, why do you gotta write it out? That's crazy. Like, that's gonna help you? I just had to put it on paper and then I was able to make a decision.
That's crazy.
Ready? Next?
Yes.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hello.
Happy holidays to you and to sweet Ember. We listen and we don't judge.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My sister came back from college one year, and I think I was maybe a senior in high school, and my sister brought this huge jug of Sunny D that was apparently half Sunny D and half watermelon Smirnoff. Oh. And she called it popsicle juice.
Cute.
We lived in a house where our mom was an almond mom, as they say on TikTok, but everything was very organic and dye-free and sugar-free. So we knew that she would never touch this jug of Smirnoff. So my sister and I woke up on Christmas morning and drank our orange juice and were absolutely hammered by noon on Christmas Day. I'm now 32 and we have still never told our mother.
That's
just very cute.
That is a beautiful Christmas memory. Like senior in high school, your college sister comes back and is like, I'd like to introduce you to watermelon Smirnoff. Okay, I'm going to blow your mind with this stuff. We're going to mix it with orange juice and we're going to get absolutely smashed on Christmas morning. What makes me laugh is just the idea that you guys were doing it with your mom there. So like, Mom is not tracking with the fact that like both her kids are hammered during Christmas. It's like, why are they in such a good mood?
Yeah, why are they so crazy? I mean, just this last Christmas got wasted at Christmas night.
Oh, you got
stayed up and ordered Jack in the Box at 2 a.m.
You guys. So
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
So on Christmas Eve, our tradition every year is that me, Evan, and Ember, we go to my dad's house and we spend the night there.
Yes.
And so, we do some Christmas opening, some presents, some things with Ember.
Your dad's
and then
the king of wine.
My dad and my stepmom are the hosts with the most.
Yeah.
Okay. They just, everything is always
it's like
a 10.
The second your drink's empty, you have a new one in your hand.
Yes. So without attempting to, you will get drunk.
It's impossible
because
not to.
they're just,
you have to say stop.
Please stop. And so, at a certain time in the evening, Ember goes goes up to bed because we're all spending the night there, and she goes into her room. Or then all of us older kids have a time of just like hanging out and chilling.
Yes.
And Evan this last year
got out of hand. I mean, I just got away from me.
You got a real drunk.
And I just like, there's nothing like after a turkey meal or like, a ham meal, Christmas warm, to just like ordering Jack in the Box at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so we had this massive meal, and then Evan's tanked, and literally at 2 a.m. you ordered Jack in the Box, and I had gone to bed.
Yeah.
And I woke up the next morning and I'm like, what is this? Because you like brought it into the bedroom.
Well,
and
and
after,
I did
and I'm
the
like,
classic
what
thing
is
too, where
this?
when you're drunk and you order food, you order way too much. So I ordered like the family pack for like 2 people. It was like 47 tacos, and you're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, you had a rough Christmas morning.
So what you just did, I did far worse just this last year. All right, ready?
Let's go next.
Okay. Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hello.
I have kind of like 3 confessions, but I worry that if they're all together, people will definitely know who I am. And I will do them in order of the least embarrassing to maybe the most embarrassing.
Okay.
And I'll make them short. My first one is that I think my husband's cousin is very cute. And I used to think that this was terrible, but it's recently been pointed out to me that my husband's cousin looks exactly like my husband. So I feel less bad about
You have a
that one.
type.
My second one is that I recently found out one of my friends is really good friends with my ex's sister, and we met recently, and now I'm hanging out with her a decent amount, or we're at least like somewhat in each other's lives. And it was a college ex, so I never knew his sister when we were together, but yeah, now I do actually really like her, but I also kind of want to become her best friend just to spite him.
Whoa.
He recently unfollowed me, and I just feel like now he should have to see me on her social
Yes,
media.
live for the
So
petty.
I just think that's kind of funny. And my most embarrassing, terribly embarrassing confession is that I recently have been trying to become a Kroger influencer simply so groceries cost less. And for some reason, that is like the most embarrassing confession in my life right now. But thanks for listening and not judging. And I love you guys, and I love the show.
Love you.
Bye.
That is honest. No, you know what that is? That's just called being smart.
It's also
That's just
very
called
funny to just be
saving-
posting shit that's like, you guys, these carrots, unreal. You
But
guys,
it's like-
Philadelphia cream cheese, sure, pretty good. You know what's
Kroger's.
way better than that? Kroger cream cheese. You guys, the spread, the succulence is to die for. You guys, have you seen the wheat bread Kroger's been putting out? It is. I mean, I'd wait in line for a week for this. Anyway, hashtag ad, hashtag Kroger.
I think that it's just you being a smart businesswoman because you're trying to save money. Groceries are so expensive.
Oh, it's obscene. It's
obscene right now. So I just am like, bravo to you. Now, involving the other two, number one, you thinking that your husband's cousin is cute. I mean,
you can't help that.
you can't help it. You can't help who you think is
Cute
cute.
people are cute.
Everybody,
I like your little justification though, because he kind of looks like your husband. You're okay with it now. So if he discovers this, you can kind of just say, well, he just looks like you. I love you. What do you mean?
And listen, you know what? Like at the end of the day, if you've got a cute partner, it's likely that they might have cute family members because they're cute as well. So everybody's cute. And then with the second confession about wanting to become friends with the ex's sister connection, I mean, I live.
Yeah, I get that.
The pettiness, I live for it. When you guys are taking photos together, and especially because, listen, it'd be one thing if you're like, I hate this woman and I hate hanging out with her, but I'm going to do it anyway, but you say you really enjoy hanging out with her. The added cherry on top is the fact that when she takes a photo of you, you make sure it's extra cute, smile those pearly whites, and then you know that your ex is having to see your face constantly.
There you go.
So we love
Love a little pettiness there.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, let's dive into a few more and then maybe do like a call home.
Yeah, love that.
Do a call home question or two. But first, we got to take one more quick pause, family. So here's the thing. If you've got some office parties planned, you are going to need to stay hydrated. Yes, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Or if you're running around stress shopping, you're going to need to stay hydrated. Or dealing with awkward family dynamics, you're definitely going to need to stay hydrated. And you know our favorite way to stay hydrated is with Liquid IV. With convenient packets of their hydration multiplier or sugar-free hydration multiplier, you get 8 vitamins and nutrients, 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks, and no artificial sweeteners.
And don't forget how delicious it happens to be too. Makes it so much easier to drink because I love the flavors. And they have a great variety too. True to fruit flavors that keep you hydrated. Hydration multiplier flavors, acai berry, lemon lime, pina colada, or their line of sugar-free flavors like raspberry, melon, white peach, and green grape. I've been hitting the acai berry a lot lately.
That one is very delicious. I'm a big white peach girly over here. And by the way, Liquid IV, they make it so simple. Tear, pour, live more. One stick. One of their sticks plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. And the convenience just makes it so easy to take everywhere. I keep Liquid IV sticks in my purse for me and my friends when we're out. I keep them in my glove compartment. Evan keeps them in his hockey bag, work bag. We've got them all over the place. And actually the other day, Evan made some new hockey friends because one of the guys you're playing hockey with was talking about how much he loves Liquid IV. Yeah. And so Evan showed up to the next hockey practice bringing a bunch of Liquid IV sticks and he made friends.
I did.
I think it's
very
beautiful.
cute. Yes,
it was so sweet, and everybody
And I was on their shoulders, and they were.
But Liquid IV is what brought everybody together because they were talking about how much they love it, and then Evan came with a blessing. So I'm just saying, for the holidays, Liquid IV brings people together. That's my point. Again, 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients. Simply the best. Stay hydrated through the holidays with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code MOMDAD at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MOMDAD at liquidiv.com. Okay, fam, let's hear a few more of your confessions. Tell us.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I am so excited to be calling in for the first time. I have absolutely adored your podcast. You guys have the best relationship and honestly the best takes. I love to hear everything that you and Evan have to say. So I guess like my confession would be when I was in high school, I was also a part of a cult-like church, you could say. Anyways, I had left the church around my junior year of high school, and my boyfriend at the time, his father was a pastor, and actually their parents forbade us, did not allow us to see each other anymore since I had left the church. They had thought that I would drag him down to the bad place, I suppose. And so I would sneak out and we would hang out at their church. And we definitely had many romantic fantasy nights, you could say, inside of the church where the evangelists would sleep while they were in town preaching. So there you have it. I haven't really told many people that, but I guess it's out in the world now. So yeah, thank you.
This is, snaps to you. Talk about the ultimate revenge.
Sex in the church.
This is like such a gorgeous, you're a movie right now, family member. Okay. This is a movie. You've got two lovers, right? Young love.
Yeah.
You leave the church, the pastor's son. The parents say she's part of the devil. She's one with the devil now because she's left
now
the
I'm
church.
Even hornier.
Now he's more into it.
I get to have sex with a demon.
And then you are like, we're gonna go and have sex in the church.
At the altar.
That is a movie. That is a movie. And having come from a similar space as you, it definitely is fueling my Libra justice complex in all the best ways, where you're just like, oh yeah, you stuck it to them.
I love it. I love it so much. And that, it shows you one thing about child rearing, which is like when you tell a kid who's like that age to be like, don't you dare.
Like, you
it's
may not.
literally
Yeah.
signaling to them, do it.
Yeah, of course.
So ease up on the, don't do this one thing that your body is screaming to do every moment of the day. You better not do it. Your kid is going to idolize that thing.
It's facts.
It's a fact.
It's facts.
Next.
I love it. Next.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hello.
This is your daughter speaking. I'm going to leave my name out because I'd like to remain anonymous for this particular voicemail. So my confession, and I hope you listen and you don't judge, is that when I was a freshman in college, I auditioned for my small college university play, which was Little Shop of Horrors. Now, unfortunately, I did not get cast in the show. However, they offered me the role of props manager. And I assumed that if I said yes and took on this role, that perhaps I might be offered parts in feature shows with the theater department there. So I said, sure, I'll be your props manager. Not really understanding exactly what that would mean. So in Little Shop of Horrors, there's part of the show where Seymour takes a machete and stabs into the mouth of the plant. And so I had to borrow from some other local theater departments different types of swords, machetes, and things of the sort. The one theater department that I borrowed them from at a local high school was particularly bad at communication. They just would not get back to me. They had very limited hours, and I was a busy college student, so I drove around with these machetes in the back of my car for probably about a year and a half after the show wrapped. And one day I just got so sick of having them in my car that I just threw them in the dumpster outside of my work and never looked back. But I've never told anyone about this, and it kind of feels like I committed a crime because I got rid of these weapons without telling anyone. But clearly the high school was not missing them. They never reached out to me again, so I don't know. But yeah, that's my story. I thought maybe Jess and Evan would appreciate this as, theater parents, and Jess as a former theater kid herself. So thanks. Love you guys.
Love you.
The podcast. Bye.
Imagine if she would have gotten pulled over and there's numerous swords and machetes in the back of her car. And also, like, you sound so just like you're like sweet, calming energy. And so it's like you get pulled over. It's like there's this calm, sweet energy. And then it's like machetes in the back of the car.
I like the idea, though, of like it's a dumpster, right? And usually dumpsters are like attached to businesses. I like the idea that someone's like in their office just like typing away as they're doing their taxes, and they just look down and see this like 22-year-old girl like unloading machetes and then like throwing them in the dumpster. Like she just hacked up a bunch of people, and then it's just like getting rid of the evidence, and they're like, because like why else would a 21-year-old girl be unloading machetes into a dumpster?
You're not thinking theater department.
There's no like, oh, you know what also might be a possibility other than mass murder is the fact that she might be doing theater where machetes are needed. And they haven't responded to her emails.
I literally picture a guy in an office.
He's just like, tick, tick, tick.
He's just like
it was like, girl, what the hell?
And it's haunted him for the past
he's like
10 years.
I never reported it.
Yeah, it's like maybe I made a mistake. I should have reported it.
He's been Googling like machete murders for the past decade, trying to see like if it happened, if it's been reported. He's looking at like unsolved mysteries, trying to see like if there's like, and the machete murderer was never found again. Oh, that's really funny.
But also, by the way, shout out props manager. That is a hard role.
It's a great job, but they did get you with the whole like, you know what you would be great at?
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna give you this extremely difficult role
this
for
job
theater
that's unpaid that none of the actors will take.
Listen. As a theater girly myself, the tech crew, lighting, props, all of this, shout out, like the challenge and the level of difficulty to be behind the scenes for theater is wild, and they do not get enough credit.
But just know that it's not the path to getting main roles.
Likely not. I think they
the
definitely
path to maybe becoming a theater director at a big theater or like running sound or something.
But I do think they tried to get you on that one.
But they don't.
They
go
were like, we
looking
need a
to
props
go.
manager.
We need a lead for this next. Let's go see who's running lights.
They were trying. They tried to bamboozle you on that one.
You.
Now I do have a we listen and we don't judge. Actually, about theater, we listen and we don't judge. When I was in college. And again, when we weren't together, right after.
A lot happened in that year and a half. I mean, she really tried to squeeze that lemon for all it was worth.
But right after you broke up with me, the new college year started, and I auditioned. And I wasn't planning to join theater, but I auditioned because I had seen a show before and I thought one of the guys was really cute.
God.
So I auditioned.
This chick's unreal, dude.
So that's why I auditioned for theater in college. And you know what though? I'm so glad I did, because I don't know why I wasn't doing it in the first place. I thought I was going to be overwhelmed with it. And it ended up being my absolute favorite part of college was doing theater.
Yeah, because you probably got to kiss him.
We never kissed in a show. We actually never ended up having a show together. Fun fact, I auditioned for the show that he auditioned for. And when I did audition, it was a very, really heavy, really emotionally taxing show. And like I said, you had just broken up with me. So I chose a monologue. And I, in my audition, gave the best performance of my life. I will never be able to perform like that again, because it was like a breakup. It was a breakup monologue. And I started, like, it hit me on stage and I started sobbing during my monologue. I'm not that great of an actor, people, okay? I was sobbing. I had never auditioned. They had their people that they always used. And the director was like, whoa, who's this? Right? It was like, this is impressive. Had me back for callbacks, couldn't pull it off again.
It was a one time.
It was the one time where I was like feeling all the emotion from our breakup. I gave it on the stage,
on the floor,
and I'm like, oh,
sobbing.
I'm gonna be opposite him. I'm like, am I gonna get this lead role in this show even though I'm not part of the theater department? Didn't get it. Okay, definitely got the call back. Could not turn.
Couldn't replicate.
Nope, absolutely could not replicate it. But I joined theater for the reason of a boy. Never connected in that way. We had like a little moment. Didn't work out, obviously. But I'm so glad I did it, because I had the best time in college.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay.
But should we, family, thank you so much for these confessions.
This is awesome.
They honestly, it warms my heart.
I wish we were all together in the same room doing this.
I know, me too. That would actually be a really fun live show,
It really
is to like
would be.
have just like a big room of people and like come
Everyone's
in
confessing.
prepared with a confession, and we'd like pass the mic around.
I love that.
It's actually not a bad
It's not a
idea.
bad show at
That
all.
would be
Don't steal it
really
somebody
fun.
else.
But we so appreciate your confessions. And before we wrap this and dive into a little holiday break, should we do one call home?
Yeah, let's wrap it with some loving, just back and forth advice of love and cheer.
Love.
Here we go.
Love, love, love.
Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hello.
This is your daughter calling in for the first time. You guys are the coolest parents. Wish we were actually related and you were coming over for Thanksgiving. Anyway, I'm wondering if you guys can help me, give me some advice, parental guidance. I'm 26 years old and recently broke up with my partner of 4 years. It was a few months ago. And I'm trying to figure out, like, when is the right time to start dating again. I downloaded a dating app on election night, which was maybe a questionable choice, but it felt like a good distraction.
Yes, a good distraction.
And now I'm wondering, like, I think there's something important about being alone and kind of getting to know myself. I'm like living on my own for the first time as an adult, really, and that feels important, but I also feel the sense of urgency with all my friends getting engaged and getting married, and kind of worried that like with every day that goes by that people are just, anyone who's like a decent, eligible, interesting, kind person is like not going to be single anymore. I don't know, but maybe that's not like a very adaptive way to think. And I'm also like living in California for grad school, but hoping to move back to the East Coast eventually to live closer to my family. So like, does it even make sense to date while I'm here, even if I'll be here for a few years or have no plans, like concrete plans to move? So yeah, how do you know when you're dating to distract yourself from difficult feelings, or when you're ready, or do you need to be ready to date before you do it? Anyway, thank you. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Okay. So right away, my thought would be this. You said you're 26 and you and your partner were dating for 4 years. So that means, you know, what, 22?
Yeah.
You're starting to date this person, which is like, you know, this is a big, important time in like life transitions and growing up. So you've been with this person for 4 years, a big part of your life, but you're still 26, you're still really young.
Yeah.
So my initial thought would be, and really only you can be the one who knows this, like in yourself, but my thought would be, it sounds like to me that you're leaning towards this energy of just wanting to kind of explore who you are. And I think that that's a great idea because you started dating your partner when you were young, 22. Like I said, they were in very formative years in your life. And now at 26, I think it is important to have those moments where you're like, okay, who am I sans this person who was a really big part of my some of my developmental years. And so, you know, I would lean towards being in a space where you're not maybe necessarily looking unless you feel like that deep need to. But I would say I feel like my initial gut instinct for you would be to just do you. And if something happens organically, it happens organically. Like focus on you right now and do what makes you happy. Figure out who you are. I know you were saying you're maybe going to make the transition from California to the East Coast. Like you do what's going to take care of you and what's going to make you happy. And along that journey, you might end up meeting someone in the wild. And if you're feeling like a connection to that person, then go for it. I'm not saying don't date, but I would maybe let it happen more organically in this moment. And I know you said too, you know, how do you know the difference between dating to just distract from painful feelings and then dating to be looking for somebody? I don't have a clear-cut answer for that, except for I do feel like you know in your gut when you're dating to distract. Like when the main focus, like for instance, we've been talking with a lot of my confessions about when Evan and I were broken up. And the fact of the matter is, right after Evan and I broke up, I dove into dating and it was very much to distract from my painful feelings. And what ended up happening because of that is like, yeah, sure, there's fun stories, funny memories, whatever. And I don't regret it because I have those. But all of a sudden, 6 months later, when Evan and I are reunited and I'm a puddle on the floor, an emotional mess, I'm realizing, oh, I never lived for me and I never really worked out what Evan and I had talked about, like when we left each other. And that's then when I had to be like, okay, Jess, it's time to focus on you and it's time to learn more about who you are and what you need. But I knew it in my gut that I was dating to distract because when I was meeting somebody, I wasn't thinking like, oh, is this going to be a potential great partner? In the back of my head the whole time I was thinking, is he cute? Like if Evan sees him, is it going to bug Evan?
Right.
You know, is he going to get jealous? And that
Right.
was kind of what was driving me more than trying to meet somebody. And you know, when you're talking as well about you're having now these friends in your life who are getting engaged and all these things are happening, as hard as it may, you know, it's easier said than done. But if you can think about, it's like, that's their journey, not maybe your journey right now. And, you know, everybody has their own timeline. But if you're 26 and your friends are getting married and all this, they're very young to be getting married, especially in this like current day and age. So I would definitely not start to feel any sort of pressure. It's like, that's their journey. Who knows what's happening behind the scenes with them? You know, who knows what their life is going to look like 5 years from now? Maybe they're rushing into something and they're feeling like this like time clock instead of you focus on you. That's their journey. You have your own journey. Even watching like shows like The Later Daters and The Golden Bachelorette, when you're seeing these like older people, love does not have a time limit on it. And I genuinely do not believe that when you're starting to get older that you have to be like, oh, are the good ones going to run out? Like love will come when it's time. I do. Maybe that sounds like a romantic fantasy, but I do genuinely believe that. So I don't want you to have to feel in your heart like, oh no, I got to jump in and try to find somebody because the good ones are all running out. Because I think with that type of, if you have that in your mind, you might end up being with somebody, making compromises, and not actually being with like the right person because it feels like more of a rush because it's like, oh, this is the path that I should be having, where it's like, no, that's just your friend's path. You have your own. I can guarantee you a few years from now, some of your friends who are like in this bliss state with their engagement will be looking at you, and let's just say you've pursued you and are doing what you want to do. They'll look at you and be like, damn, I wish I would have done what they did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyways, that was just a long rant. I'm so sorry, but
no, I think you're dead on. I mean, just to tack on that a little bit, I just would say like, I wouldn't go straight to the apps either. I'd kind of, because the apps can be good, but they can also be bad. Like I do know some people can get addicted to the apps. It can kind of create like a inhuman vibe about dating where you're kind of like looking at people like online shopping and you can kind of spend too much time in that world.
I know some people, the apps are super successful for some people.
I'm just saying like,
but I know a few of our friends have gotten really discouraged.
Yeah. And it can just put, and it's a lot of work too. You're having to text like 40 people to see whatever. So I wouldn't make that your first move, especially at this age. I think the apps too would go to like, but like when you're 26 years old, you're still like very much in the world and socializing, and there's still just a lot of people going out and doing things. So I would focus more on things you like doing. Develop your craft, your personality, your passions, what makes you excited, take risks, travel, like do the things that you want to do, because let's even be honest, even if you met someone you love right now, it really does like hamper your ability to travel and whenever you want to do the things you want to do because you're kind of locked in. So I wouldn't feel a rush or that there's a need to do this. You're just used to being in a relationship, so it feels weird to not be in one.
Yeah.
But take it like a fun experience you're going to have. And there's going to be heartbreak. It's going to be hard. You're going to feel lonely, but maybe you'll meet someone more organically, like Jess said. Things can develop naturally. You can see people in the wild. You can kind of see how they act. You can see if that's for you. You know what I mean? Like I would focus on you, but don't make it like I'm not dating.
Yeah.
Like if someone comes across your desk, awesome.
Yeah,
but just
amazing.
make it more natural. You're young enough now to where you can really relax into that and just enjoy your time. Be like, I'm 26. I'm old enough to do whatever I want to do. Yeah. Focus on your life. Focus on setting yourself up for the next 10 years, and then I'm sure through that you'll meet someone. Yeah.
I completely agree. And I think
it's an exciting time. 26 is a great age.
Such a good age. I think I think Evan and I were actually talking about this the other day. I'm like, if I could go back and live at a specific age, I would be like and be that age for forever. Yeah. I'm like 26, 27.
Yeah, 28 for me.
Yeah.
It was like amazing. I just feel like you're like
that little time.
You're totally an adult, but you're also like you got all your youth still. That kind of 25 to 30, that range is like awesome.
Yeah, it's an amazing
so just
time.
Enjoy it, be present in it, and don't feel like you need to rush to kind of like lock in something.
Yeah. And then also too, take this from your romance fantasy girly over here, but
yeah, hook up with like a dragon or something, whatever.
With the Lord of the Underworld.
Yeah, hook up with a demon who lives in a castle. I mean, just like enjoy your life.
But like, I think we do fixate a lot when it comes to romance on intimate, like sexual romantic relationships. Yeah. And that's where we pull all of our romance from, like every romance movie. Everything is always about a relationship. But I really do think you can romance your life and feel romance that way at this time without having to necessarily have a partner.
Agreed.
Like there are so many ways that you can romance your life. I've been really trying to make an effort lately to do that, and it has brought me a lot of joy. It looking like, instead of just like rushing through my day, as dramatic as it sounds, being like when you walk outside and all of a sudden that breeze, like that breeze hits you, the idea of it being like making a romance fantasy out of it, where like the breeze hits you and you like almost can explain it in your brain, like the way that the breeze just kissed me and like the way that I let it, like the wind went through my hair, like really savoring that, making those really romantic moments. And like Evan was saying too, with the current age that you're at, where you're an adult and you're able to like run your own life, the idea of maybe traveling, pursuing those passions is so romantic. It's so romantic. And it's you, and it's romantic. And so you can savor that and try to really romance your life that way, where you kind of fall in love with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of times when the right person comes along in your life organically anyway.
Yeah. I agree.
But anywho, sending you
all
the love, the best of
Enjoy
love.
it.
And family, we love you
guys
so much. We are so grateful for you. We're not going to see you until the new year, but just want to let you know, you all romance our lives. We are we genuinely are so grateful.
Yeah.
To be able to do this podcast, another year of doing this podcast.
It's amazing.
And we have so much fun, and we get to talk about ridiculous things, and you're all part of this, and we get to have silly fun times within serious conversations. And it truly is a gift that we do not take for granted, and you all are a gift that we do not take for granted. And we just love you so much, and we're happy to be your parents and to have this family. Yes. And we hope that you have a beautiful next couple of weeks. Whatever you're doing, and if it's a tough time for you, know that we got you and we love you, and we'll be back soon.
Yes.
But yeah,
love
happy
you
holidays,
all.
family.
Happy holidays. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
We'll see you in the new year.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye.